So let's go over the iLedon heated desk mat. We'll go over the product, the 3 different heated modes, what I like about it, and also some things that I wish were improved about the mat. And then we'll talk about if you should actually buy this mat yourself. So let's get into it. So first off, the size of this desk mat. It is the larger size. It is 15.7 inches by 35 inches. There is a smaller one that is 13 inches by 31 inches. So as you can see, I have quite a big desk, and it does span quite a bit of the desk, which is exactly what you want. And then we have the heating on of the pad right up in the top left corner. So first, I just want to mention what I use this for. Of course, heating my hands. During the fall and the winter, my hands get really cold and I'm less productive because I'm just typing away and I'm just really stiff. So having my hands warm really helps with productivity. So this really is a productivity tool as much as it is keeping your hands warm. So we'll go over the 3 modes here. The temperatures are 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 107 degrees, and 114 degrees Fahrenheit. The first one is at 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's a nice green color that it turns on. And the second mode is the medium one, and that's at 107 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's purplish color. And the third one is red, and it goes to 114 degrees Fahrenheit. So, and the heating process takes around 5 minutes to get to its maximum heat. Of course, if you're on the medium or you're on the low heating setting, it's going to heat up faster to the medium setting or the hottest setting faster than if you just started cold. But it takes around 5 minutes. So as far as which modes you should use, it really depends on how cold it is, how cold your hands are. So if your hands are really cold, just jack it all the way up to the hot setting, 114 degrees Fahrenheit. What I've found though, even if it is really cold outside, that this will get too hot eventually. So I'll be working, and then after maybe 30 minutes or so, my hands will get too warm, my body will get really warm, and I'll just reduce it down to the medium setting or the low setting. So you don't need to always have your hands directly on it to really heat up your hands. Of course, if you put your hands directly on there like this, you can do to heat up your hands, and I do it sometimes, but I really just do it within the normal workflow. So I got my right hand on the mouse, and it's already touching the mat on the side here, and it's gonna heat it up. It does a good job of that. You don't need to have your hand directly on top of it to heat up your hand. And then occasionally when I'm not using my left hand, I'll just keep it on the side here, and it keeps it warm. But even if I'm just typing, I'll get some of the heat from down here. The heat is more concentrated more towards the middle, so you don't get quite as hot right on the edges here, but it does heat up my hands even if I'm just like this. What's also nice about it is I don't have any issues with electronics on top of this when it's being heated, because it doesn't get hot enough to really mess with any electronics that you have. So I usually don't keep electronics on this mat. I probably wouldn't keep it on the high setting for hours at a time. That would probably just be too much for the electronic, but it would still probably be okay because it is not super hot at 114 degrees. And what's also nice about this there's an automatic shut off every 1, 2, and 4 hours that you can set. So you're not accidentally leaving this on the high setting, and any issues if you go to sleep or anything like that and leave it on, it'll be turned off automatically. And yes, this could be used with the laptop. Again, I probably wouldn't keep it on the high setting for hours at a time, but you should have no problems with putting your laptop on top of this. If we look underneath here, it is kind of like a non-stick base, and it does stay really firm onto the desk so it doesn't slip. And the surface is very easy to clean. If we look more into the material, it is kind of like a soft, like fake leathery material. And the one thing I really would change about this is, well, like 2 things. The designs, I wish there was kind of just standard colors and not designs on it. You can only get one with a design. Just, yeah, the outer material. I think it could be thicker, and there also is a little bit of wear on this. And I work all day on the computer every day, so this does get a lot of traffic. So it probably wears down a little bit quicker than for most people. So just the outer coating on this could be improved as well so it doesn't fade away here. So should you buy this mat? My answer is absolutely yes. This is honestly one of my favorite things that I've purchased on Amazon in a while, because my hands were really just so cold. I tried other options like those heat warmers that I just kept on the side here, and it just never really kept them warm enough. and it was just too much of a hassle having to hold them and go back to my computer, my keyboard. So having something that's always on and always heating my hands, even if it's not directly on them, is very nice. And this really is a productivity booster when it gets cold out. So if you need to warm your hands during the colder weather, this is something you definitely want to pick up. So you can check out the Amazon link in the description for this mat, and you can warm up your hands during the colder days in the winter and the fall.